I kind of feel like a broken record at times. Friends will call up, they're like, hey, you know, what you up to? I'm like, creative endeavors. And then it's a big sigh, you know.
Saison envers, bloom, 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 boom.
My name is Cameron Klise. I'm from Missoula, Montana. I was born elsewhere, but I've lived more of my life here than anywhere else. And my artistic medium currently is acrylic paints. I do delve into other media as well. I love to write and record music. I'm currently in the process of finishing mixing and mastering an album that I wrote and recorded last year. And actually, I switched over from that creative endeavor into this one. One was right on the heels of the other. I even had like a week or two late start on the painting. Maybe I shouldn't tell you that, but I got it done. I am an artist because I kind of feel like I can't do anything else. It's just kind of within me. Even when I try not to do it, I get a little bit restless. I honestly kind of think I'm mentally disordered sometimes, even to some extent. I'm like, you know, I should probably be like socializing or something. I'm like, nah, let's get back to paint, you know, whatever it may be. So I had a lot of dreams come to my head when I was younger, and I thought, well, I'm going to pursue them. So I'd ultimately like to kind of take an interdisciplinary approach to the arts and such, specifically combining literature, music, and visual art into one cohesive narrative. And ultimately, I would like to really kind of explore how belief systems, unique belief systems, interact with one another and how they can create just something interesting to pass the time. Because if there's anything that I know that humans are good at, it's passing time when we get bored. I guess my message for the world is stay inquisitive. Yeah, I don't know. Whenever I have free time is when I like to create. Anytime outside of work, preferably though, I guess. Yeah, no, any spare moment. We'll leave it at that. When you've spent hundreds of hours bent over something, feeling like you're kind of breaking your back at it after you've, you know, worked a labor-intensive job, perhaps even throughout the day, I mean, it definitely becomes work at some point. Now, there are moments of clarity and moments of ease that really make up for it all in my mind, but really conceptualizing the idea and then seeing it fully formed are my two favorite moments. Those are the big aha moments, you know. The advice I would give to a new or emerging artist is to just keep on pushing, keep on trucking along. There's really nothing else you can do besides that. Keep your head up, keep your head down, you know, focused. I define success as continuing to chip away at one's dreams. I find success to be in art, failing over and over again until you figure out exactly what it is that you like to explore. And then to add to that success, I think, you know, you got to fail a little bit more. Yeah, there was a lot of failure behind the scenes, and I'm not going to hide that, you know, and I think it kind of makes things interesting. People will take notice if you really chip away for long enough and really show people, no, this is what I'm about. So it's a thankless job for sure, most of the time, it seems. It's a life of solitude, but at the end of it all, you know, you've got something I think that you could very well appreciate and others could too, so. The difference between the first time I produced a work for Allez and then the second time that I've produced a work, it kind of hinges more so on the digital versus the acrylic paints realm. At that time, I didn't really have the ideas, the know-how really to develop a totally acrylic paint-based work, and so this time around, I really wanted to dive into that, and I kind of went all out, I think, more so than I ever have, and now I really dove in deeply with, you know, more of a physical medium, that being the acrylic paints. One new lesson I've learned in the last year or so, you spend enough hours painting and your hand goes completely numb. The other thing I realized is that I could take these digital media and combine them with acrylic paints. The big thing that I've learned how to do is I can basically collage digital imagery together, vectorize it, and then I can project them up onto panels. And from there, I can trace out the lines from the shapes that have been created through that vectorization process. I learned that I could create massive works of art and become much more efficient at it. The message I have for my Allez piece for Witness right now, obviously it relates back to witnessing something incredibly spectacular. And you know, I think every moment can be seen as such. I wanted to have my own expressionistic take on it and kind of delve into somewhat of a representational work that people could still recognize to some extent. I didn't even totally create the composition. It was already set before me. I took photos, I composed other photos along with it into a collage, and then I had my own creative license. Ultimately, I don't want to color other people's interpretations of my work and other people's work. I'd like to say that my artist statement with this work is to encourage people to continue imagining, to develop their own interpretations of a work. People should get out there and see it in person because photos only do the work so much justice.
Catch me in the clouds, catch me in myself.
I think that art is so incredibly important to the community because it offers a vehicle for conversation. It offers a means by which people can come together, they can share their lives, they can brighten each other's lives. Maybe they don't brighten each other's lives. Maybe they just allow one another to more easily understand themselves, and it might be something terrifying that you're depicting, for instance, you know. Plenty of art and the history of our world is devoted to that, you know. So ultimately, I think art's mission is, you know, social cohesiveness, for sure.
Describe your work with one word.
No. Describe my work with one word. And see, the thing is, I can't sound arrogant when I come up with a word, but I want to give myself some props.
Have pride in yourself.
Touche. So I'll have some pride in myself. It's so weird for me, though. If I could use one word to describe my artwork, I would truly say spectacular. I really do believe in myself, I believe in my work, and I think it's going to be apparent in this most recent work. I mean, it's giant, it's bigger than I've ever worked. I've put more of who I am, my inner spirit, whatever you want to call it, you know. I've put more of me into this work than I've ever put into another work of art. If you don't like that and you think I sound arrogant, though, I'll say monochromatic, because it is that. It is currently that.
I like spectacular.